Welcome back to May in my garden. It's another month and I wanted to share with you what it's looking like. It's just continuing to bloom like crazy. Things that I thought were dead are appearing and surprising me and blooming. It's amazing. But because we had so much rain and now that I have my irrigation in, things are just growing so fast. So I really need to come in and do some maintenance and cut back some things because a lot of them are really overtaking the garden. As beautiful as they are, they're covering up other things. So I just need to figure out how to get it all organized. The other thing that I need to do is I have a section in my garden that my landscaper had accidentally covered with like a weed barrier fabric, and he didn't realize that I was still planting. So that's okay. But I've been putting it off because it kind of got buried with all the rains, and so it's really buried underneath the soil. And it's a project, and I've been putting it off. But I have a bunch of plants that I bought specifically for that area, so I really need to get that done today so that I can get these plants in the ground and just enjoy them. So I'm going to do that. I did get a late start today. I did not start early in the morning. It's late afternoon, but I still have about 3 hours of sun left. I've got time, and so I thought, let me go into my happy place and take care of a few things and just really relax. It's so relaxing for me. So let's get into it. Isn't she beautiful? I got this at one of the big box garden centers, and it was on clearance. It was like on the dollar rack, and I knew it wasn't dead, but it was like $1 and nobody wanted it, and I just picked it up and planted it, and it was pretty small. It was probably about like a good 6 inches tall, and now this thing is huge and she's beautiful, but she definitely needs to be cut back. She's kind of falling out into the pathway, so we gotta get her cleaned up. I've been wanting to share this, but I bought this climbing rose, and it wasn't really doing anything, and it wasn't really climbing, and then now, I don't think the camera's going to capture it, but there are like probably 20 buds here, and it's, as you can see, it's starting to climb. It's almost, I'm 5'5", so it's about as almost as tall as I am. So, but let me show you down below all the buds, all the roses. So pretty. So I'm gonna leave her alone. It makes me so sad to cut these. They're so beautiful, but they're spent and they're leaning into other things and blocking the sun, so. So exciting. There's like things coming up. I keep saying this, but it's kind of crazy. Things coming up that I remember planting a couple of years ago and completely forgot about them and they've reappeared, and they're, you know, it's kind of like you see something and it jogs a memory for you and you're like, oh yeah, I remember you. And it's cool because it's like one of those pleasant, beautiful surprises. I'm like having this moment right now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And there are a ton of apples on my apple tree. Gosh, it's so beautiful out here. The goal is kind of to do all the dirty work, so to speak, you know, all the things that they're not the fun, glamorous things, but like just kind of cleaning up a little bit and then getting that bed ready so that tomorrow when I come in the morning, it's basically all the fun stuff. And not that I'm not enjoying myself, because I totally am. I'm having a great time. But you know what I'm saying, just doing all the stuff that's kind of the prep work for the more fun things to do. So let's keep on going. We got a lot of trimming to do. It is time to tackle the task that I have been dreading. Got to go over to this bed back here, and I've got to remove that fabric to get it all ready. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I've got to remove the mulch. I've got to find some special scissors. I think my husband might have something in his toolbox, and get down in the dirt and remove it. So let's just do it. Okay. Let's go. Okay, here's the section that I'm trying to do, and I'll show you in a minute. But I've got to remove the mulch first. So I've got all my buckets here, and then I've got to cut that fabric back. I don't know how long it stretches, but I was right. My husband did have these funky scissors to cut the fabric with. And then what I'm going to do, because when I got the landscaping or the hardscaping in, because I did the beds, but when I got the hardscaping in, for whatever reason, I had a problem with moles, but they kind of went away after that. But I see them here and there, and the plants that I'm going to put in are much smaller, so I feel like they're going to definitely like take those and eat them. So what I'm going to do, I got these they're like granules to repel molds. It's basically castor oil in a granite form. So I'm going to take the fabric out, but I'm also going to kind of spread this around so that they don't come. Hopefully, we'll see. So let me show you the area. Okay, here's the first. I don't think you can see it. Let me see if I can show you. You see it here? So the problem is that it's not just this plastic here. So I've got this plastic that I've got to cut, but beneath it there's this fabric. So it's a mess. So let's keep going. I cleared the plastic out. Okay, all I have to do now is clear out the fabric on this last long piece, and I'm done. I got it done, and I'm really happy. You know, it really wasn't that hard. It's just more annoying because you have to bring out a kind of stuff, and I'm crouching down to so I can see you in the camera. Goes all the way. I cut it all the way. So I had two layers. I had plastic, and then I also had fabric down here. And so it goes all the way up to this planter here. So now I've gained all of this real estate to be able to plant. So, okay. So I think that's all I'm going to do. So I did a ton of pruning and got that little ground area prepped. I'm really excited about that, but let me kind of show you what's going on. But tomorrow you'll get a much nicer view when the sun is out and you can see my garden in its glory. But let me show you some of the things that are budding right now. So this is my apple tree, and you can see all the fruit it has on there. I mean, probably over thousands of them on the tree. And this one, I mean, you can just see all the fruit here, and it's just everywhere. I don't know what this is, but this tree is really, really old. When we bought the property, the family we bought it from, they were really into like agriculture and farming. They'd come from Portugal, and they'd been here many, many years in the United States, but he always sort of maintained his love of planting stuff. So he planted all these fruit trees, and unfortunately on one of our trips to Yosemite, we didn't know, and we didn't take the fruit off, and it got so heavy with the sugar that it snapped. And it really, when I came home to that, it just both my husband and I were crushed. But you know, most things are pretty resilient, so it still produces fruit, but it was really sad to lose such a large branch. But this is my peach tree here, and unfortunately it got I forget what it's called, rust. I'm just tired, I forget what it's called, but I'll put it up on the screen. But it still produces peaches, and they're actually still pretty good, so I'm not too worried about that. Here's my pomegranate tree, and it's doing really great. So this is my pear tree that I mean, I'm just so shocked. And for whatever reason, this year it's really prolific. It's got so much fruit. I mean, it's probably got over hundreds of pears on it. And I don't know, but I always thought pears were a later crop, but I'm excited for it. I'm happy for it. I trimmed a little in that bed there, but I feel like I still need to trim some more. Yeah, I think a little more to go. And then this bed here, I didn't have to do much in this bed here, but I did clean out my fountain. It was pretty dirty. And I've got some rhododendrons there that are just so pretty. But I've got to trim them back. I don't want to, because I don't want to get rid of the blooms, but in order for them to be healthy, I need to do that, so I'll do it. There's just so much more to do. So tomorrow I'm going to get up pretty early and start planting all the plants that I have and put them into the beds here. And basically what I want to do is I'd like to get my patio table back. Right now it's been filled with plants for weeks. So even though I plant plants, I'll buy more plants, and so that table is not functional at the moment. So that's got to stop. So it's getting really crazy windy, so I'm gonna head inside and have some dinner, get cleaned up, and I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Today the goal is, and I'll show you in a moment, all that I have to get in the ground. I need to get my patio table back. Currently it's a mini nursery, but I need to get these plants in the ground because I'm going on vacation next week and I won't be home to water them. So I really need to get that done today, but that's the fun part. So I'm going to kind of walk around the garden and figure out where they should all go and then plant them and give my patio table back to its original end use, which is to be able to eat dinner out here, which we haven't been able to do just because it's so packed with plants. So let me show you. First things first, gloves. So now I figured out the lighting requirements for most of these plants, and I've got about 15-ish to plant, which seems daunting, but they're small plants. Let's do it. I was about to start cleaning up, and then I remembered that I bought this beautiful clematis this weekend, and I have this really cool trellis that I got about a month ago, and I really want to plant it. Sometimes I get like this where like I have to do it. As if I even doubted myself. I didn't. I can be very strong-willed when I want to do something. And so I got it in. I'm gonna refrain from like trying to like get it to wrap around because I'm afraid that I might break it. So I'm just going to untether some of the bands that it has and maybe see if it does its own thing. I just don't want to break the main line. I've done that before, and then I'll be really sad. So I think it's good for now, and it looks really pretty. So I'm going to lay some more mulch down, cut the sticker off the trellis, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do for today. So I've spent 2 days and I got a lot of stuff planted that I'm really happy about. I can't say that I got all of my patio table cleared out, but I made a huge dent. I planted so many plants. I wasn't expecting to get that clematis into my trellis, but I'm glad that I did that because it's really pretty. And so I'll just continue. I have one more day tomorrow and I'll just do some odds and ends. I've got about 6 plants, small plants that I want to get in on my side bed. You haven't seen that. I haven't shown that bed yet, but I have another bed on the side further up by the patio that I need to get redone because I really focus so much of my time here, but the side beds tend to get neglected and I feel guilty about that. But yeah, so I think I'm going to call it a day. So it is day 3, the final day, and I'm going to work on the side bed that I was telling you about. Got to get those plants in, but I wanted to show you a couple of things that I did after I said I was going inside. So let me show you. So here she is, all cleared up. You can see no more plants on the table, just a lovely centerpiece. So she's ready for business and we can start entertaining and have dinner outside. I've held it hostage with all my plants for the past 2 months. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy about it anyway. So let me show you what else I did. This guy here, I planted this pot last night. I had these plants kind of sitting around for some time and I thought it was time to get them done. So these are some coleus. There's 3 different kinds. So we got this one here, this one, and then I got this which is more like a kind of sprays down. And then I've got, I forgot what this is called, but I put this in here as well for a little bit more effect. So I think it looks really, really pretty. So I did that last night on my way in to have dinner. I was like, let me just do one more thing. Okay, so this is the side garden, and like I mentioned, I got 3 things that I need to accomplish here. Once I'm done with that, I'll show you what I've done, but pretty much once I do this side garden, this is kind of the last piece. It's never done, there's always things to do, but the fundamentals of the garden will be set, and then I can really start to enjoy it more and more, and there's not a whole lot that I'll be planting, so I say for now, but let's get started. But let me show you what it looks like. Starts here, and then it goes, it's just one long rectangular bed that goes all the way to the end, and you can see that it's pretty overgrown, so I need to get in there, but it's kind of hard because I'm between about 4 fruit trees are behind me, so it's a tight little space, but let's get her done. So I got it cleaned up, and it wasn't that hard to do. In my mind, it was more overgrown. Well, it was overgrown, but it was more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So it was pretty simple. It only took me a few minutes, not even really a half hour to do it. So the next thing that I want to do now is start to plot where I'm going to put these plants, and then I'm going to draw the drip lines. So, okay, let's move on to the next phase. So I finished that side garden and got a few plants in there. I thought there were 6, but there were actually only 5. One of them has to go in a different area of the garden. I miscalculated. But now it's time for me to clean this mess up. So let's get it cleaned up, and then I'll show you what I did. To say goodbye. It's time for me to leave the garden. It's been a beautiful 3 days here in the garden, and I got so much done. I planted so many plants. I laid drip lines, and I did some much needed pruning, but I just wanted to share with you what my garden looks like in the month of May. I love seeing how it evolves. It just makes me so happy. It fills my heart with so much joy, and I hope to see you, to show you what those plants look like in the coming months, because most of them were small, so you don't get the immediate impact when they're smaller, but they're going to be so beautiful. So in the next coming months, I'll be sharing with you what they're looking like as you see my garden grow and evolve. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.